Detective, all right, it's Detective R.M. Woolfolk. The last name is Woolfolk, the Atlanta Police Department Special Victims Unit. All right, so I guess what we're going to do is just start by giving a brief synopsis of the investigation, the case. The Atlanta Police Department Special Victims Unit was notified of a sexual assault that took place at the intersection of Andrew Young International and Peachtree Center Avenue on September 3rd, 2016. This happened at approximately 11:12 a.m. During our investigation, we learned that our survivor of this sexual assault was standing at this intersection. Her child was standing immediately in front of her, and immediately adjacent to her was her fiance. At some point in time, an individual began bumping up against the back of her. She turned around to see what that was, and she observed his penis with seminal fluid dripping from his penis standing immediately behind her. So this individual then tried to flee the location. At this point, we spent several hours in our investigation trying to determine the identity of this individual. We've examined physical evidence. We worked through a number of investigative leads, examined investigative resources, and we have come to determine that this individual that we've posted here today is responsible for this crime. So at this point, we are asking for him to simply turn himself in. We would like to speak with him regarding this incident.
Is this the first time something like this happens at DragonCon?
That's a question I'm going to leave to Public Affairs. I'm here today to speak solely on the investigation of what we're looking into.
Where do you believe he lives? What would help people know what to look for him?
Right, and that's also an issue that we ran into in the course of our investigation. The address that he is featured on his state-issued identification is wrong. There's also, utilizing investigative resources, we've come to learn that the address is featured there wrong as well. So we're hoping that some people in the community can help direct us to his location. But ultimately, we would just like for this individual, Mr. Collins, to please turn himself in, as we would like to speak to him regarding this incident.
Describe, if you would, this family. Tell us, the family was here attending DragonCon from out of town. Just tell me what you can about the family.
Sure. I'd like to hold off as much as I can about the survivor of this incident. I do know they are locally based. She was in attendance with her family. As I mentioned earlier, her fiance was standing immediately adjacent to her. Her child was standing right in front of her. There was a large crowd of people present during the course of the DragonCon parade, but she did turn around at some point, and she did see his genital areas exposed, and subsequent to that, the individual did try to flee the location.
Why do you have this photo? Is it a driver's license photo, or is he in trouble before?
It's a photo that we've recovered utilizing investigative resources.
From another arrest?
It's a photo that we've come across in the course of our investigation. At this point, we think it's the most recent photo that individuals should be able to take a look at and direct us to potentially where Mr. Collins may be.
Does he have a record?
At this point, no indication of anything such as this occurring in the city of Atlanta.
So this isn't necessarily a mugshot from an earlier arrest?
No.
What video surveillance does the city have right there, and what did it capture?
Our Video Integration Center was instrumental in capturing the DragonCon parade taking place at this intersection. We do have the time frame and the actual parade passing through at the intersection of Peachtree Center Avenue and Andrew Young International.
Was it just too many people to try and isolate the family and the guy behind her?
Sure, there were a number of people present on this day. Now, I will tell you that we do have some very good eyewitnesses, and they were able to capture some photographs of this individual as well. They've shared those with our office, and they were instrumental in streamlining our investigation.
What's wrong about what he did?
Sure. I mean, any time a crime such as this is committed, it's extremely wrong. We're fortunate that the survivor of this incident was courageous enough to come forward and work with the Special Victims Unit to move this case forward. So we're going to be happy to get this guy off the street when we can.
In your experience, when someone does something like this, would you expect that this is not the first time this person has done it, or it may not be the last? What can you tell us about that?
We'll continue to examine all possibilities pertaining to that, but we are We have not concluded our investigation. It's still very much so ongoing. There are a number of investigative hours that have gone into this case, and we do still have much more work to do.
What possible charges would be considered in this case then?
So warrants have been secured for Mr. Collins for sexual battery, for public indecency, and for simple battery as well. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a local guy.
We believe that this individual frequents the city of Atlanta.